Hi folks, this week we're once again off to the land of the tango and a date with a superb Shiraz coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the channel that brings you, as you all know by now, news, clues and reviews about, yes, everything in the world of wine, and indeed that includes Argentina. And this wine here, my wine of the week for this week, is none other than La Mascota Dark Bat Syrah, and the vintage is 2017. Now this wine comes in for a price of just under 11 euros where I am per bottle. Okay, let's take a look at this wine and fill you in on some of the details. Right, La Mascota Dark Bat Syrah. Now this is 100% Syrah, otherwise known as Shiraz, of course, and the wine has about 13.5% alcohol content. Now, La Mascota is a winery based in the west of Argentina, in the city of Mendoza, roughly 1,000 kilometers or so west of Buenos Aires. Much closer, in fact, to the Chilean capital, Santiago, which is just on the other side of the Andes Mountains. Okay, so what we're dealing with here is a young, New World single variety wine, a Mendoza Syrah, harvested roughly 18 months or so ago and aged for a while in oak. Now, if we take a look at the colour of the wine, we can see immediately that this is an extremely dark red, bordering on black, I think. So a very, very berry, heavy, dark, earthy looking wine in the glass there. Very, very dark in terms of colour. Okay, let's try it in the nose and see what we get. And the nose of the wine is, what would I say, relatively restrained, but it does have those very kind of dark berry aromas. So something along the lines of blackberry, a touch of black currant in there, maybe a kind of an earthy, what would we call it, toasty aroma coming up there, even perhaps a touch of something like coffee or cocoa in the mix there as well. Very attractive, quite restrained in the nose. Okay, let's try this in the mouth and see what we get. I'm looking forward to this one. Oh yeah, full value for money, this one, in terms of colour and in terms of taste. Lovely. Okay, let's see if we can pin it down. Now this is a young wine, fairly tight still, a little bit closed, maybe would benefit from having the bottle open for half an hour or an hour before you serve it, or even decanted. It's a tight taste to it, quite solid tannins in this wine, but there is something in there which is not revealed in the nose. Is it perhaps cocoa, coffee, maybe even in the direction of chocolate? It's been in oak, so this has a kind of a toasty taste to it as well. Even perhaps a little bit of herbiness in the finish of the wine as well. So very, very good quality young Syrah this is indeed. Drying the mouth a little, puckering the mouth, good tannins, solid body to this wine, a full-bodied wine, big on colour, and big on tastes as well. So those blackberries and the cocoa chocolate notes in there with a touch of mint and herbiness as well. Okay, what are we going to eat with this young Syrah here? Well, immediately I think my mind is kind of working on the idea of a beef stew or maybe a juicy entrecote steak. But I think this wine would work with pretty much any kind of red meat, grilled or barbecued. So that's what I would be looking to pair with this particular wine here. All right, let's bring you the heads up on this one. We're talking about a young Syrah, 100% Syrah wine from Argentina's west, from Mendoza. This is La Mascota Dark Bat Syrah. The vintage is 2017. It's a budget offering at under €11 a bottle. Where I am, it has wonderful dark berry notes, solid tannins, a hint of toastiness, and just that little touch of cocoa to round things off. This should undoubtedly be served around the 18-degree mark. This is fully deserving of 4 stars out of 5. Okay guys, many thanks for checking out this week's video and the little introduction to a young flavor-packed Syrah from Argentina's Mendoza, La Mascota Dark Bat, and the vintage 2017. Lovely stuff. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us that big thumbs up, which we appreciate so much. Drop a comment down below. We're always extremely happy to read those comments. Share the video around, follow me on my other social media platforms, and if you haven't done so already, you can always subscribe by hitting that big red button somewhere up there behind me. I'll be back again next week with another great wine of the week for you, but until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, take care out there. Be good to each other. Enjoy your wines. And cheers.